there's a good chance that you've dreamed of finding a secret room in your home. Of course, it would be pretty amazing to find one and discover that a hidden treasure has been there all along. Still, no matter how closely you've searched every crevice in your home, chances are that you came up empty-handed. Secret rooms are rather hard to come by, after all. That being said, one Imgur user did find something in his home that he thought was worth exploring. Though he'd become increasingly curious about a trapdoor in his cabin, he didn't have the guts to open it himself. That's when he employed his handyman to do it for him. Little did they know what they were about to uncover. It's no secret that eerie things tend to happen in the woods. There's a reason why so many horror movies take place there. That could certainly explain why this particular Imgur user was so wary of opening the trapdoor that remained untouched in his cabin for years. Once he did, however, it all made sense. Whenever guests entered the dining room of his cabin, they couldn't help but question the odd placement of his table. It actually appeared as though he was covering the secret door. What was this door hiding? Other people questioned whether the man lacked the guts to open the door himself. Could he possibly be afraid of what lurked beneath? Was he lying awake at night wondering what could be down there? All of these questions were finally answered when the man decided to post a story about asking someone to come over to take a look. Never had the guts to open it, handyman came by and was all too eager to have a look, the man wrote online. Once they propped open the door, the man realized that perhaps avoiding the area was the correct idea. The wood was rotten and there were venomous funnel weaver spiders everywhere. Still, they decided to continue their exploration. Not wanting to cruelly kill all of the spiders, the Imgur user and his handyman carefully removed them one by one. It was a lengthy process, but at least it made them feel better about the situation. Finally, they were ready to continue their journey into the dark space below. When they looked deeper, they couldn't help but ponder all of the unknown things that may have been lying ahead. They were certainly frightened, to say the least, but not enough to convince them to turn back. They shone a flashlight down into the abyss under the floorboards. As they first laid their eyes on the blank walls, they were greeted with a whiff of a foul odor. It smelled like rotting iron pipes. That's when they located a ladder and decided to descend. Yeah, creepy, the man wrote in his post about first seeing the dark room below. There seems to be a faucet. And ventilation. A bomb shelter maybe? Or a cistern? Moments later, he saw something that shocked him. The Imgur user referred to his next discovery as unidentified gnarliness. It looked as though there was some sort of slime inside a strange trough in the corner of the room. What could it possibly be? And was it dangerous? Not wanting to touch it with his bare hands, the Imgur user decided to poke the trough with a long stick. Broke up the unidentified gooey mass, he wrote in his post, still uncertain of what the substance was and what was causing it. He could only imagine how long that slime had been sitting inside of the trough. He'd lived in the cabin for years. Was it below him all this time? Whatever it was, roots began to grow on the scummy sides of it, and this was all without any light. He then realized that the trough appeared to be large enough to fit a human body. Was there something in the structure that he would regret finding? Maybe he never should have gone down there snooping around. His imagination ran wild. Would he find the body of a hiker who'd gone missing years before he moved in? Could that be the reason for the slime in the trough? He had no clue, but he decided to descend the ladder and see what he would find anyway. After getting a closer look, he breathed a sigh of relief. Turns out it was just a tangle of roots soaking in the rusty water, he wrote. But we also seem to have some of the Super Mario movie fungus. Looked pretty sinister, dotted with gooey drops of who knows what sort of nope-airy. It didn't end there, because as the owner of the cabin was about to learn, there was still much more to be discovered. He guessed what the room could have been used for, Built as a cellar for cleaning game maybe? Cold storage? A bunker? That's when he noticed a strange opening in the back wall of the room. Was there another secret room? Should he stop there and turn around? But he simply couldn't after having already come so far. He just had to continue his journey. When the man shined his flashlight into the far corner of the room, he saw something that completely stopped him in his tracks. There in front of him was a pile of ash, which he found strange, since there was no furnace in the room. What could have possibly been burning down there? Sufficiently creeped out, he decided right then and there to board up the room for good, so no one falls through into the underworld, he joked. Looks like we're just going to leave that closed for now and brainstorm possible uses for when the time is right. The Homeowner user and his handyman didn't actually find any evidence of something foul, like a murder or otherwise, and it was likely that the secret room was nothing more than a little bit of extra space under his floor. Still, it didn't make it any less creepy.